point by Dave.
Brandon, good morning, good
Jacko.
afternoon, good night. How's everyone doing? Thanks so much for coming. Episode 4, Season 2 of the live unboxing webinar session, sponsored by Shipcom. I'm Jack. Thanks so much for everyone who's joining in. We'll give a couple minutes for folks to join up, and then we'll kick things off. Oh, Katrina, so good to see you again. Yeah, for the new folks who are calling in, we'd love to see where people are calling in from. We got a ton of people joining already. We're not even 30 seconds in, so pleasure to see everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I am in Washington, D.C. myself, so if anyone's close, let me know. We can get together and hang out and talk e-commerce and shipping and shopping and how to save money and how to have some fun with it. But yeah, as a lot of people know, for the new folks who are in here, it's the live unboxing webinar series where Shipcom sponsors, and we chit chat about ways that you can save money on packaging, shipping. We audit the shipping experience from purchase to unbox. And in true unboxing fashion, what we do every week is that we are going to score 3 different brands that have registered for the event. So for those of you who are in here, if you're registered, you can always shoot us an email if you want to be part of the unboxing experience. But today we have Hedley and Bennett, Stour Jewelry, and Look Optic. So it's going to be a 30-minute session today, and we're going to get to hear some insights on returns, best practices, freight optimization best practices, and then really how you can save some serious money in optimizing your freight. Some brands have saved north of $200,000 with a couple of tips and tricks and best practices from Brandon. So thanks everyone for coming. I'm really excited to fire it on, and Brandon, I'll pass it off to you for a quick hello and we'll get going.
Love it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jack. Good to see you again, buddy. Yeah,
Pleasure.
excited to have everybody hop on today, and we get to rip open some packages, open some stuff from some cool brands, and we've got a few here. It's going to be fun. Again, if you haven't been on the unboxing, we rate it from 1 to 10. It is the full, for us, our experience is purchase date, checkout kind of experience, and then when it actually arrives to the house, and then we unbox it. So there's that whole kind of segment, and I will give everybody the date it ordered, the day it shipped, the day it delivered, what service did I use, the cost of the product, the carrier cost, all that stuff will be details shared with you, and then we'll rate these boxes. All right, so feel free. We love to see the chat going. Make sure you move and click to everyone so we can all see your chat, so everybody can kind of get engaged. And yeah, we'll just kind of get after it. I'm Brandon. I'm with Shipcom. We're a third-party logistics company, but a true third-party operations, and we help brands scale and grow their business by offering them a full operational solution. So warehousing, storage, and fulfillment, omni-channel fulfillment, Shopify, think Shopify, Amazon, FBA, Walmart, Target. All that complexity in your supply chain as you're scaling and growing a brand gets kind of crazy. We're kind of a one-stop shop to handle all that stuff for you. So you focus on sales and marketing and growth, and we look at ways to save you money through freight, parcel, and optimizing your operation, picking and packing, and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's what we're all about. We're going to talk a little bit about packaging, shipping options, where people and companies lose money, ways that you could potentially save money, like Jack said. Touch a little bit on returns. That's kind of a hot topic for this season, and open some cool boxes. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm pumped. Yeah, don't be afraid to use the chat and get involved with the rating. That's the fun. That's the fun of it. At the end, we'll have a winner. And not for nothing, if you hear anything of interest on the call that you might want to dive into a little bit more, or pick Brandon's head on, definitely shoot him an email or grab some time. We have our third star player here who remains camera off and mute. But Chris, he joins us. Chris, if you want, throw Brandon's links in the chat, and if anyone is interested in picking his brain a little bit, definitely do it. I recommend doing it. So, without further ado, here we go.
All right. So, and yeah, just to click on that, you guys can book time with me to talk about anything. There's no sales pitch. There's none of that stuff. You want to talk about returns, you want to talk about parcel, you want to talk about your brand, your business, all ears. I love this stuff. So Headley and Bennett, okay. Pretty jazzed about this company when they came in to be like, hey, we'd love to kind of get on your guys' world. So it's Los Angeles based, as you guys can see. I know everyone can read the screen, but culinary lifestyle brand.
Oh,
yeah.
We just got to share it, Brandon.
I'm not sharing anything?
No, I don't see it.
Wow, man.
Yeah, get it together. Come on.
Jeez, what a brutal start.
No, that's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool.
Bennett. You know, I mean, I've seen a lot of like this is the type of brand that my dad would go out and buy and then sit by the grill all afternoon. This is like the heavy duty kind of like, you know, honestly a little viral sensation, like kind of like even menswear for cooking, you know.
Yeah.
Nice beard, nice butcher's chopping, you know, knife, and I'm good to go with this. So I don't know, depending on your experience, I might buy one of these.
It's pretty legit, not gonna lie to you. So yeah, so we got this, we purchased it on 8/5. It shipped out the next day, 8/6, which was great, and then it delivered on 8/12. So it took, 6 days ish, throw a weekend in there, I'm sure, to get to, probably from Cali, I think is where they come from. If I look at the label here, no, Kentucky. Interesting.
So it took 6 days to arrive, maybe a
So
couple.
this is coming from a 3PL then, another 3PL. So they took a while to get this thing out and ship. So maybe the ship date and it actually delivered date, there's a little interesting. We can talk about that, but sometimes 3PLs just ship it and say they shipped it, but even leave the warehouse. That should be the case here because I live in Indiana, Kentucky's right there. It should not take 6 days to get to me on ground service. So a little bit of a faux pas there, I think, on the 3PL side, but hey, that can happen. Ground service product was $120. So obviously getting some good quality. And then the shipping was $10 flat or $9.99. So that was kind of the experience there. So I'm gonna stop share this time so you guys don't look at this and actually get to see the unboxing. Good call out there, buddy. I'm sitting here just chatting away without even.
I mean, hey, shake it up. It fires me up. So just really quickly while you're doing this, 6 days shipping, same zone, $120, and I missed it. But did you pay for shipping?
I did. I paid $9.99 for ground shipping.
$9.99. You like for the chat, right? You think at what price point do you not pay for ground? 120 seems expensive.
Well, even that to that point, also like I'm more actually, why did it take 6 days to get to me, which is kind of weird. So, especially like you said, the same zone. So, but that is not the brand's fault. That is the warehouse's fault. The brand put together really cool custom poly mailer, which is nice. It's got their branding on here. So Headley and Bennett, pretty cool. This is kind of a first that I've seen. So they printed the label, the shipping label is actually printed right on the poly mailer, which is really interesting. So I don't know if they're doing this or the 3PL did this, but this is like a first for me, candidly, but pretty cool. Shipped from Kentucky, USPS, good label. And then also had this weird, like, any problems, please call, hold for pick. So maybe that had to do with some of the delay in shipping. So I'd have to look into that. I don't have an answer for that for everybody, just so you know. So, but there you go. So pretty cool. Open her up. I'm jazzed about this, and I'll tell you guys why.
Yeah, I was curious to see what it was too.
Yeah. So good packing slip. Yep, everything's in here.
Always.
Half a pound, and then it's got some notes on how to love me, as I say it, which is kind of cool. meet your new H&B and some cleaning and take care instructions, which is super awesome,
Mm.
which is cool. And it's got a lifetime guarantee. So anybody interested in this product and you want to get a new cooking apron, lifetime guarantee. So I went with, as you guys can see here, I don't know if anyone recognizes the Ratatouille rat from the Disney movie.
Good.
All right. So big fan there. And this is the product. Wow, these are really nice.
Yeah, that's
This
cool.
is some like really cool quality.
Yeah,
Really heavy.
it's like
Yeah.
canvas, almost
Yeah.
denim type, you
Yeah.
know.
There you go.
Yeah, that's perfect. It looks wonderful.
Thanks.
Um, okay, cool. Yeah, so no QR code, huh, on that inserts. I'm glad they had the packing slip. I don't know, chat. What do you rate that experience? Think shipping, price of the product, 6 days. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that. I don't know. I mean, what's your thought actually on the printing the label on the package? You know, like,
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. You're saving money on and paper in the environment. You're not printing a whole label. So that's kind of interesting. Um, so I was a big fan of that. Just
um,
hadn't seen it before. I think the custom poly mailer is amazing. So a big fan of that always. And packing slip and then care instructions. And it's good quality. So I mean, I can't complain with the overall product itself and the company. What I can complain about is it took 6 days to get here, when it's literally the next state over.
yeah,
Which is,
that's what kills me. Um,
and yeah, you don't like that. That's your faux pas.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of pretty close to Penny. I think I'm gonna go 7.2, and I never do random decimals. So
I
7.2.
like that.
I mean, the bag was cool. I got to take off a couple points for no QR code, but also it's like a high ticket item. I mean, what's cool and where you can get a little like cheeky and fun is you could do like a QR code to a recipe, right? Like, someone like Katrina would have probably thought that was kind of interesting. Someone who, loves the grill as much as I do. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I think. So I'd kind of sit around there. So yeah, and Garrick, again, you and I are always kind of on the same page. I was this close to going 7 flat out, but
Yeah.
7.2 is where I'm gonna live.
Yeah, I like that's a good point with the elevated product. I mean, it's $120. It's good quality. It's not going to get damaged because it's good quality. So maybe they're saving some money there, but you could have like a nicer unboxing experience, where you feel like, ooh, I'm a chef now, like
Hmm.
it's pretty serious. So, but yeah, pretty cool. I less like what the brand did and I'm a big fan of it. I like it too. So I'm going to go. I mean, I definitely would purchase again from them. All this is probably a one-time purchase, but a good gift, like a really good gift for anybody trying to get somebody into cooking and barbecuing and stuff. This is a great gift. 7.5.
7.5. You heard him here. The door is not wide open for this week's winner. That is a tricky one.
That is, yeah. That's a tricky one, is right. All right. We kick it off into this little bit of knowledge here. More just chit chatting here about returns. We talk a little bit about this so far every time. We're episode 4 now, I guess, into returns, and just having a streamlined returns process, I think, helps really elevate your brand overall. If there's an opportunity where you can create that return experience, it's easy, it's welcomed to your customer. You can create long-standing relationships like this, for example. If this came to me, and it's maybe not fitting right, or I don't like the color or whatever, and that return experience is great, of course I'm going to rebuy again, right? And I think there's a lot of lost opportunity where brands are just chucking up returns to, oh, lost revenue, oh, whatever, like this sucks, like I don't want to return a
Uh-huh.
product, just keep it, and I think there's more opportunity now with especially technology, with these checkout or the returns platforms like Loop Returns and Happy Returns that we've talked about here. And if anybody wants any connections to some of those platforms, I've got partnerships with all of them because we work with them every single day because they're integrated into our system and software. But they can actually increase your revenue by helping with the technology and the support systems they have when people return stuff to offer like rebuy opportunities and sales here and things like that. And they've been able to save a lot of brands money. And I just think there's a really good opportunity. So if you're thinking about investing in your returns process, the platform, the whole gambit, I really think you should dive into it. I'd be happy to chat with you about it, talk to where we've seen certain brands excel, do's and don'ts, where to spend time handling return, where not to spend time handling return. All those things add up, for 3PL like us, like we do as far as like a sniff test. We do a smell test with one of our customers to make sure, like, because it's clothing, was it really worn or not, to determine if this is a true return. So, and that helps mitigate risk too for the brand because people do fraudulent returns. Oh yeah, I never wore this. Yeah, no, I don't want it. Send it back. And then
Uh-huh.
the brand just says, okay, fine, we trust you, right? Because they don't want the bad review or the negative review. So you got to call people out on their shit sometimes too. You got to have a support team and a system to do that. So I just think, there's a lot of, this is a big, deep conversation topic. I'd love to talk to brands about it, but I think if you're not thinking about returns, something you should keep your eye on.
Yeah, I think that I'm smaller than I am, so I order something and then I can't even squeeze into it. The pants don't even button, so I return it, and then they go, "Did he wear it?" No, he can't fit into them. That's the reason why.
Yeah. So, and
But
there's tons of stuff going on, I think, with technology now. Like don't be as nervous to invest in your returns as you maybe could have 3, 4, 5 years ago. Like things are improving to make the life easier for you. And if you need help to chat about it, you want to learn more about it, um, happy to be around for that. So, all right, we're cruising. We have 30-minute windows now, which I love. But that leads us to Stour Jewelry. So Stour actually has it's jewelry, but if you go to their website, they have a lot of different stuff. So when you see what I got, you're like, well, it's not necessarily jewelry. I don't know if it's classified as luxury either, but it's very cool and very useful, I would say, and for me. But it's got a lot of cool stuff. Michael, you're late. Oh, brutal, bro.
well, I'm
Only
happy
because
you're
it's
here. We're
you, where at least you're okay. It's good.
well,
We got off
also
to a. Mhm.
I was just gonna say these guys at Stour, they acquired like an outdoor brand, or
Yeah.
I was reading about some of the acquisitions that they've been making because I do a little bit of research on every brand before I hop on, and I try to pick an item when we build out these decks of what I think maybe Brandon would have bought, and then so I was wondering how off the Stour brand is
Oh,
gonna
you're
be
way off.
after I saw
Yeah.
all of their acquisitions.
Yeah,
It's
they have a
like
lot of
serious
stuff.
M&A.
Yeah. But it's cool though. Like they got a lot of cool products on the website. So again, this is a great gifting idea too, but good quality. So I bought this on 7/31. It shipped on 8/1, so next day. It delivered on 8/7, so 6 days again. And then ground service is what we did. 49.99 was the product cost, and I think I got it at a sale. I think it was like 79 for like a regular MSRP. And then 9.95 was the shipping cost. So another kind of $10 shipping cost. Yeah. You got the deets?
Yeah, $10 and it got there in half the time that the last brand did.
No,
So
it was about the same, 6 days.
6 days. Um,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, about the
Oh
same, but
yeah,
we'll see where it came from.
87. Okay.
So this came from Minnesota. So again, similar. Not, I think it's 1 or 2 states over, but a little bit further than Kentucky. Um, but here's where we're living. Just some chill. This is actually poly mailer with bubble. So there's bubble in here a little bit. So a little more expensive. It's protective, which is great. But we don't have any branding or anything special coming in at this. Just your
Yeah.
basic poly bag. And then USPS tracking is where we went. Good label, nice and clean, super easy to scan. Good job on the warehouse's part, excellent. And yeah, it's coming from Minnesota. So that's where we're living.
Yeah, that's a great point. And these guys, even though they're buying all these other companies, they're probably so used to shipping jewelry that they try to be as discreet as humanly possible when they ship things. And it bleeds
Fair.
into their other product categories.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. It's a really good point. Alrighty, so we're getting into this. I don't need to use my popcorn too much for the good. Ooh, a lot of stuff in it. All right, look at this, man. We've got good packing slip, nice and clean. Got my product in here. It's an emergency survival kit. That's what I got.
I was gonna
Just so
say,
you
I was
know.
like, is it a garden gnome? I saw like these guys are selling all types of
Dude, they
stuff.
sell all kinds of stuff. I got, some gift tags here, some gift money, a little bit of $20 off. I got another little brochure to buy some other stuff, which is great. Tons of opportunity basically to repurchase, which I love. Like this is like keeping me at the Stour family. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we thank you for your order. We hope you love it. Here's some new special collections for you. A lot of cool stuff. Like this is great. And this is something that would come in the mail, which I'm probably now going to start getting mail all the time from Stour, which is cool. And that's where we're living. So, and that's it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So good barcode on here for scanning at the warehouse so they can grab this. This is probably just sitting in the warehouse for the place to pick. Um, and yeah, just some crap there. I'm gonna open it up. Not that anyone really cares, but maybe you do. Oh, little travel kit though.
Yeah,
Then it's
that's cool.
got some survival rope, um, something to light a fire, little flashlight, cool little kit here.
That's really cool.
Compass. Yeah, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm one of those guys who can sit and watch like 50 hours of YouTube survival videos of people just like building log cabins out of mud and sticks and stuff. So this is right up my alley. But but yeah, the sad thing is I'm half gonna go. I think I'm rating too high today. Chat, what do you think? Because I have to go higher than the last one because they shipped in the same time and I rated that a 7.2, but they didn't really have like any type, like these guys went way above and beyond like the promo material, the packaging, the 20% off.
Yeah,
And it got there in the same time. And although the other brand had like a bit of a kind of a ritzier, like yellow branded package, I have to, uh, you know, I have to take into account Garrick's note about
yeah, too
being
many.
discreet. So like I think I'm gonna actually land right with Garrick again and say 7.5. I jumped up from 7.2 to 7.5, so not much, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I like Garrick's point where he's like, hey, like seems like overkill on the flyers. A little bit for me. Like there's a fine line here. I feel like I just got accosted by like, a million like infomercials in one one
Yeah,
opening,
there's a fun. That's a good point, and yeah,
Y-
that's a good point.
Yeah. So like for me, that's a bit of a turn off, candidly, because it's like, all right, well, cool. But then also like I bought this and then you sent me a bunch of stuff that has to do with jewelry. So did you actually,
Yeah, that's a good
say,
point.
because it says, hey, we thought about you for this order. So that's my only thought there is like, but I understand what they're doing. Like this is a big company sending a lot of shit and a lot of different type of stuff. So yeah, I like the scores in here.
That
All
penny's
in,
so funny.
many great gift ideas. Every time I join one of these, I chip away because they see we got you. We got apron. The apron's good. They got some cool stuff on there. So
Penny's dad's
um
gonna love that one.
yeah. So yeah, I think we got some good scores in. I'm gonna go 7 flat on this.
7 flat. Wow. Yeah, you make that makes such a good point. Like the post purchase, and you say to yourself, I know we only have 5 minutes left, but you say to yourself while you're bringing up the screen, like, would you order again? It's like, I don't know. Did they just throw the 5 package slips that they throw in everyone's box? It makes me think, are they even thinking about me? You know?
Right, right. You lose a little bit of that customization. So, that's exactly right. So we're gonna move along here. We got a couple minutes left. We got one more unboxing, which I'm excited about because it's one of my customers like that we fulfill for. So, but talking about pricing and saving money as a brand, everything I paid for, I paid $10, and it'll be $8 for shipping. All that's passed on to me as a customer. You pay as a brand some price of that, whatever it is. Or maybe you're passing it all on, depending on what it is. There's ways that you can save on freight. and save on your parcel. And it all comes down to the packaging that you use, the carrier service you use, and all of that is very, very vital. UPS, for what it's worth, everybody, just changed their dimensional charges. So if you're using UPS, they've rounded everything up. They're going to round everything up for the rest of God knows long eternity, right? So if you did an 11.1 times 8.2 times 5.6 package, you would get billed at that dim weight, right? And billed at that charge. Now they're rounding everything up. So that would have been, I forget the numbers I just said, but you guys can kind of get what I'm going with here. And so something to think about, you guys, when you're just looking at the type of box you're using and the type of service you are. And that's a great way to save a lot of money. And you can really pick up some bottom line or money to the bottom line by just doing a parcel audit, by just looking at some of the freight that you're doing right now and the carriers and type of packaging. Happy to help you guys out. I've helped out a ton of people that have been on these unboxings with us already this year. And I'd love to do it for you guys. There's no cost, no hassle, but that's how we save money, in doing some of these shipping. So without further ado, I'm gonna hop into this. This is Look Optic. This is like one of my favorite brands, my favorite types of customers. They've been with us for a while. Love them. They're reader glasses. If you guys have checked them out, go check them out now. Talking about Christmas gifts for people. They're reader glasses, but also Blu-ray, but they also have like a 1, 2, and 3 lens as well. So they can help out with all that stuff. Okay. They are amazing. They've got Eva Mendes as part of there, Diane Keaton's on there. They got a lot of cool like products on there and people that like promote their stuff. And I have several pairs for reading and stuff. So yeah, we bought this on 8/5. They shipped it same day. So good job, warehouse. Thank you. And it delivered in 2 days. So it got here, within 48 hours, as it should, because it's not too far from my house. So that's a good thing, the warehouse. Paid $68 for this, and then $8 for shipping. So when it came through, we use a bunch of different carriers to help bring down their cost. So I know for a fact that that $8 is not what they pay, but that's a good thing, and that's what the brand should be looking at. They should actually take the revenue from some of the shipping. We provide savings to them, and they should build that into their model, right?
Absolutely.
Like $5 is going into their pocket, I know, off every order from just the parcel. Okay, so really cool stuff. Yeah, and this is what they do. And they have really cool reader glasses. So I will, while I'm doing this, you can speak if you had something, Jack.
I was just gonna say, so the shipping is cheaper. This is the only one that ships same day. Um, there was some brand saving on shipping. Uh,
Yep.
I mean, as far as the shipping is concerned, this is kind of by far the best experience we've seen today.
Well, and we use a lot of different carriers in our network so that we can expedite orders like this, or not expedite, but get orders out quick and deliver. So OSM, so USPS is the actual label, but it actually came through OSM, which is a last mile service. So OSM will actually take this the rest of the way, and then actually probably just picked it up from the warehouse for me. So we bring in a lot of different carriers so that we can meet service levels for brands, which is super helpful, especially around the holidays when we're ordering stuff like crazy. I get to use my box cutter today. I know they don't have a branded box. They're working on it, but they've decided they've done it a little bit, but they're concerned of porch pirates.
Yeah.
So we will give them a little knock for that. They could have done maybe a sticker or something, but actually
I
the
mean,
box is branded inside. So
yeah.
not on the outside, but inside. So it is their custom box. And they have like a 2-pack and a 3-pack, which is pretty cool. But it says the world's most comfortable reader, which is true. Packing slip was nicely done. Good job, team. And then it fits like perfectly. There's no room for anything else in here. Like this thing's dialed in. And our team helped work with them on this. Like for a long time, I'm like building the packaging, and they've got a really good team, an amazing ops team that handles a lot of this stuff. But we work together with them and making sure everything's kind of dialed in. And yeah, it just slides out nice. This is the readers. And they've got a UPC code on the back, QR code to learn more about it.
Okay, good.
And yeah, perfect fit. They've got the list cleaner in here. And then the nice thing here is just a little bit more about the product. And then they've got a cool travel case that comes inside every single order. And it says, "Fear not the fine print." That's kind of their their deal.
That's
So
hilarious.
they're awesome. If anybody's interested in, purchasing their product, like, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's not because we just ship it. It's because it actually is amazing stuff. So
All right, chat. What do you think? Dave in the chat says, good customer experience. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they consciously said to themselves, like it was a decision. They said, um, do we put our branding on the outside or the inside, right? And
yeah,
we chose the inside, right? Which you love. And I know we're right at time here, so thanks for hanging out with us for one more minute, everyone on the call. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's like to me, I mean, it's hard to beat that. Like shipped same day, lower price to ship, for a relatively expensive product, right?
yeah.
Got there quick, easy, like space saving, um, QR code, which who knows where that goes, but I love it. Yeah, for me, I'm gonna be at an 8.2.
Nice. Love it. I'm gonna go with just because I'm near and dear to them. They get an 8. They get an 8.9 from me.
8.9, baby. It's
Yeah.
not bad.
Love those scores. And the other thing is we sign off here, we just kind of, these are some of the things that we do in saving for brands. This is one of the things, we save brands a lot of money doing the parcel analysis and the parcel savings and just getting things to look like this to a point. The brand has to participate too, but there's a lot of work that goes into getting that cost down in those savings. So
Yeah.
thank everybody for joining. This is what we're all about. If you want to book some time or you want to be on the next episode, please let me know. We'd love to have you. We've had some really cool brands on here, and I love doing this stuff. And Jack loves doing it. We love being here for you guys, and hopefully there's some tips and tricks along the way.
Yeah,
So
my God, of course I love it. I really, really, really do have a good time every week doing this. And don't forget, guys, like, I mean, if there's any interest at all, just send Brandon an email. You don't even have to go to the whole, like, book some time and all this stuff. He would love to hang out and chit chat about anything, but Brandon at shipcom.com. I mean, we just saw a slide where a brand saved over $200,000. This is like Look Optic, right? This is like the brand
mhm.
Brandon works with, and no wonder they scored so high, an 8.9. And speaking of them, they're our winner this week, an 8.9. That Brandon, I will say, 8.9 is third in the grand scheme of things of overall total
Yeah,
winners ever.
we've seen some pretty
Yeah,
badass stuff
yeah,
that's
we
been a little better than that. That's fine. Yeah.
and following them is that wonderful apron, Headley, that you're wearing, and following
Yep.
them is the Stour jewelry. We were a little confused. A lot of stuff in the package, slow to send, expensive to ship, and, repeat purchase. I don't know. Maybe I need, a cast iron statue of some frogs playing cards to put in my backyard because that's, some of the stuff they do. But
They have some cool stuff.
yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Send Brandon an email. I had a blast. Michael, thank you for hopping on. Katrina, thank you guys again. We always have fun. We got a bunch of stuff for next week, and if anyone wants us to
We do.
unpack,
Jackson's on next week. Jackson Co. So everybody who's seen like jewelry and stuff is on. We've got Kiwa Life, which is cool plankton chips that's coming on. And then who else is next week? I think Linksoul is on next week as well, the golf company. So
oh, beautiful.
yeah, we got them. Oh no, and Clean Canteen. Michelle, we bought their water bottles. So that'll be on here as soon as it delivers. So busy week.
Sweet. All right, everyone. Have a good rest of the day. We'll talk to you soon. Brandon, thank you so much. I had a blast as always, and I'll see you next week, my friend.
Pleasure as always, brother. Be good.
Bye.